From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Tuesday morning. Right now you're taking a live look at Yakima, at least you would. This view coming courtesy of Bymar. This view atop the Tanum Ridge. Up on the ridge we're seeing fog, which is why you're not really seeing the valley down below, just a few of the city lights. But in terms of actual reductions in visibility, we're seeing some subtle reductions in Pendleton. We're definitely seeing those reductions up towards Snoqualmie Pass. But for the rest of us, visibility is looking pretty good. Okay, we do have a freezing fog advisory that is still in place for the foothills, the blue foothills of Morrow County. This runs until 11 a.m. this morning. So it's not only fog that we're expecting in this region, but freezing fog, as a lot of our temperatures for this morning are either at or below freezing. So we're below freezing in Walla Walla and Pendleton. We're right around freezing in the Tri-Cities, and we're right around freezing within the valley. So a good handful of us for this morning will need to break out the ice scraper. Here's the bottom line for the forecast. Gray and cold for lower elevations through tomorrow morning at least. Mountain rain and snowmelt for Thursday and Friday, especially up in the Cascades. Then a slightly more wintry storm system into Saturday and Sunday. I'll tell you how much snowfall we're expecting coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, job cuts in the Yakima School District affecting teachers so much that it's leading to burnout, what the Yakima Education Association is calling the school board to do. And Hanford Security Patrol officers have been on the picket lines for almost a week, but they met up to talk about coming to an agreement. We have the update. And still ahead, you may be out shopping for holiday gifts, but scammers are out there shopping for your information. We have what common scam tactic that you need to be aware of. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. It is Tuesday, December 3rd. We're going to start your morning off with a few follow-ups. The Sunnyside Police Department is continuing to investigate a shooting from Monday. This happened in the 400 block of North Avenue just after midnight. Officers responded when they got reports of a man with gunshot wounds at a local hospital, but they say no calls were made about the shooting to any law enforcement agency. They say if you know anything about this, call Sunnyside Police. And the Moses Lake Police Department has arrested 2 people for what's called controlled substance homicide. A warrant was served at a home on the 4600 block of Road U Southeast near Warden. 57-year-old Marla Duplichan and 42-year-old Joshua Jenkins were both arrested on suspicion of homicide and drug charges. Investigators say the 2 are connected with the death of a 44-year-old Moses Lake man whose body was found back on October 31st. Now to another follow-up. Hanford Security Patrol officers are on day 6 of the lockout, and this after the Hanford Guard Union Local 21 again failed to reach an agreement with Hanford Mission Integration Solutions. According to the HGU Local 21 president, Chris Hall, they went back to the negotiating table yesterday morning, and it's now been 2 months of negotiations and still no agreement. When our team reached out to the union yesterday, Hall told us they are still negotiating. And to quickly recap, Hanford patrol officers could not report to work back on November 27th, so they went to the picket lines. In election-related news, the Benton County Auditor's Office is continuing a recount in the race for Benton County's Public Utility District Commissioner number 3. Now, the recount started Monday morning at 8:30, and election officials began manually recounting the votes for what was a tight race. Only 6 votes separate candidates Mike Massey and Barry Bush, and the recount is expected to be done on December 5th. Now, the Yakima Education Association is speaking up on job cuts that have been causing issues in the Yakima School District. Now, back in March, the district announced it was cutting more than 100 jobs because of decreased enrollment and a $20 million budget shortfall. At last night's school board meeting, YEA President Francis Guerrero said the cuts have been causing huge problems within the schools, which is leading to teacher burnout. She says it's affecting 2 specific groups, with one of them being the paraeducators. And there's been a strain on recess and lunch supervision, including special education paraeducators who are being taken away from their contracted work in high-need classrooms.
I'm going to tell you right now that you are straining paras, and you are straining teachers to breaking points. I have heard since the beginning of November, teachers telling me that they feel June tired. June tired. You don't usually hear that until March, and they're feeling it already.
She also says in addition to retirements, more than 100 staff members resigned last year. Now, the other group affected are the custodians who have many responsibilities throughout the workday.
And you pull from night staff to take care of day staff when somebody in the day is gone, but night is when most of the cleaning gets done. So since you pulled from them, stuff doesn't get cleaned. Davis High School teachers are especially frustrated. Their rooms are going a whole week without being swept, and it shows.
Guerrero said to the school board that it is untenable to be running so lean and that the schools need more staff back. In Oregon now, Governor Tina Kotek is releasing her recommended budget for the 2025 to 2027 biennium. There are 3 things being focused on, and that includes addressing the homelessness and housing crises, bolstering behavioral health, and improving education outcomes. Governor Kotek is calling it the Building on Progress Plan, and she says she has limited state agencies to a 1% budget increase in their proposals, which informed her recommendations.
Over the last 2 years, I've had the opportunity to travel to all 36 counties, visit Oregon's 9 federally recognized tribal nations, and continue the practice of consulting with the governor's Racial Justice Council. These conversations have helped inform my approach to decision-making and have strengthened my ability to be a governor for the whole state. I think leadership is about taking on big challenges. And such challenges, by their very nature, cannot be solved overnight.
Over $700 million will go towards homelessness initiatives. $880 million will go towards building new affordable housing. $330 million will be handed out for behavioral health, and with $50 million in workforce investments. $835 million is slated for education. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the Tri-City Americans returned home after a 7-game, 2-week-long road trip, and there were some highs and lows. We have the recap in just a few minutes, but first our Chief Meteorologist Josh Culbreth will have your weather forecast. Keep it here. Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
You get in a car wreck and call the insurance company and get nowhere. Stop wasting your time. Just make one more call to 853-2222. They can't ignore my demand to pay you all the money you deserve.
Call 853-2222.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
This holiday season,
Kevin? Catherine! All aboard the Freedom Unlimited!
Kevin.
Kevin?
Kevin.
Kevin!
And Kevin, Macaulay, take a very special trip to the mall, where anything
Come and get your little kid.
is.
Cashbackable! Really? Yeah. Anything is cashbackable!
Feel sorry.
Tis the season to cash back.
With Chase Freedom Unlimited, how do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and cheeks and mouth and
skilled professionals helping you to be your best. Massage Envy, where better begins.
Give the gift of me time this year with a gift card.
Apple Valley News Now's Young Hearts, supporting Bikes for Tykes, believes every kid should have a bike. Since 2009, Bikes for Tykes has given thousands of bikes and helmets to local kids, and they're doing it again this year. Click on Bikes for Tykes at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Toyotathon is on. Now's the time to get an exciting new Toyota, like Camry.
Wait, what?
RAV4 Hybrid.
Cool.
Tundra, and more.
Whoa.
How'd you do that? Toyotathon magic.
Right now, during Toyotathon, you can lease a tough new 2024 Tundra for just $419 per month.
Tis the season for Toyotathon.
Toyota, let's go places.
You get in a car wreck and call the insurance company and get nowhere. Stop wasting your time. Just make one more call to 853-2222. They can't ignore my demand to pay you all the money you deserve.
Call 853-2222.
Gather your family for CMA Country Christmas.
You better watch out.
We have a sleigh load of stars performing the season's most festive songs.
Merry Christmas!
CMA Country Christmas, tonight on ABC.
From our family to yours, happy holidays.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take a look at the one pass condition that's tough out there for this morning, and that would be Oregon 204 at Tollgate. Packed snow, you do have to carry chains, but other than that, our passes across the region looking pretty good. Right now, temperatures are either at or below freezing in Kittitas County, 31 degrees in Ellensburg, 27 degrees in Cle Elum, and then in the Yakima Valley, we're right around freezing, 31 in Toppenish, 32 degrees in Yakima, 30 degrees in Sela, and then in the lower Columbia Basin, the Tri-Cities 4 degrees above freezing. We're a couple degrees above freezing in Boardman and Hermiston, but we're below that threshold in Mesa and Connell. And then in the foothills of the Blues, all of us below freezing, even seeing some teens. 16 degrees right now in Meacham. Here's your day planner for lower elevations. It's going to be very similar to yesterday. We're going to be cold and gray. Gray all throughout the day. By 8 this morning, temperatures still in the 20s and 30s. By 12 p.m., we'll still be around freezing in Ellensburg, pretty close to that in Yakima as well. And then by the time we get to 4 p.m., still temperatures across the board in the 30s. So for today, we'll be about 5 to 10 degrees below average for this time of the year. Not much sunshine for lower elevations. We'll have plenty of sunshine up in the Cascades and Blues. And where we do see fog, that's the most pesky for today. That would be in the Blue foothills, especially towards Pendleton and Cabbage Hill. Thankfully, our pattern's about to flip. We're about to trend wetter and warmer. So I'll tell you all about that coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In your sports news this morning, the Tri-City Americans finally returned home after a 7-game, 2-week-long road trip. And after losing the first 2 games on the road, the boys went on to win the next 5. But when the Americans finally took to home ice, they lost the Wenatchee Wild. However, head coach Stu Barnes says the team is a resilient bunch. He says after their 12-game winning streak, they could have been down, but not out. One of the players who plays a huge role on the team is left winger Brandon Wynot, and he compiled his 100th career point while on the road trip. But Wynot didn't know he hit that milestone until somebody told him.
Just kind of all the years I've kind of been in the league kind of thing. My first career goal kind of came to mind. But yeah, it was obviously pretty cool to kind of have that under the resume.
Both Coach Barnes and Wynot say while the team is playing well, one aspect they're focusing heavily on this week are their power plays. Barnes says although it's not cost them games, the team will be working hard on improving, and the Am's next game is this Friday at the Toyota Center in Kennewick, and the puck drops at 7:05. Also in regional sports, according to multiple reports, Washington State offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle is leaving Wazoo to take the offensive coordinator job at Oklahoma. ESPN college football insider Pete Thamel said Oklahoma and Arbuckle are finalizing the deal. Arbuckle coached at WSU for the 2023 and 2024 seasons. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, we know about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and even Giving Tuesday. But have you heard about Travel Tuesday? Well, it's today, and it's the day you can score big on vacation deals. We have all the details after the break.
There was a time when you could get a complete meal for just $5, but you gotta go way back. Well, just a Tuesday. Yes, Tuesdays at A&W, single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. This all-time great deal is available Tuesdays only at A&W.
Some of this year's best Christmas presents are just too big to fit under the tree, and they sure won't go here. No, some gifts are as big as the great outdoors itself, like the complete line of Echo Power equipment available at Liberty Lawn and Saw. No matter the wish, no matter the job, Echo has a tool to get the job done right, and at a price that won't break the bank. Plus, Echo's long-lasting E-Force battery system quickly swaps from one great product to the next. So stop by Liberty Lawn and Saw in West Richland for the Echo of their dreams.
It's not easy being Mariano Morales' horse. He needs to ride to clients all the time. He does take care of him. He gets the insurance company to pay for medical bills, car repairs, even money for pain and suffering. Looks like it's going to be another busy day. Better get warmed up. After all, I am his best friend.
Hurt in a car wreck? Give me a call.
Big or small, we work them all.
I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
Why do people come to the University of Washington? They come here to find people who will inspire them, move them, change them. They come to solve big problems and prepare for careers where they can make a difference. They come to cheer on their Huskies in the greatest setting in college football. If you want to change the world, this is where you start. For passion, for possibility, be boundless.
KFC's fan favorite country fried steak is just $5.99 every Wednesday. It's a complete meal with your favorite sides. Best of all, it's just $5.99. Country fried steak, $5.99 Wednesdays only at KFC.
The Kraken take on Carolina today at 3:30 on Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Okay, we do have some fog up towards Snoqualmie Pass on the Interstate 90. Looks like there are some subtle reductions in visibility in Pendleton, but other than that, visibility is pretty good. Also, Ellensburg, visibility has been reduced down to 6 statute miles, so we're going to continue to track this throughout the rest of this morning. Right now, temperatures are below freezing, just by 1 degree in Walla Walla and in Pendleton. We're about 4 degrees above freezing in the Tri-Cities, right around freezing in Yakima. So if you did have to break out the ice scraper for this morning, it would be in the valleys and in the foothills. A little bit later today, these highs or these temperatures are not going to be that much different from the temperatures that we're seeing for this morning, as our highs are going to be about 5 to 10 degrees below average for this time of the year. So all of us are going to end up being in the 30s. Lower elevations should be socked in with clouds and overcast skies all throughout the day. But if you get above that cloud layer, around 3,000 to 3,500 feet, plenty of sunshine in the Cascades and in the Blues. And then for tonight, overnight lows falling back down into the 20s and 30s. Should see the return of some fog, pretty thick fog at that, in the foothills of the Blue Mountains, and that would once again be freezing fog. But other than that, all of us should have to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, and the plumbing. All right, thankfully we do start to trend warmer as we head into this weekend. We'll have another string of days through Friday where we'll be about 5 to 10 degrees below average. But look at this, for Saturday and Sunday, we'll be about 5 to 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. So a nice change of pace. In part, that's because we will have some storm systems that are going to be reinforcing some warmer air. We have a couple to talk about, one for Thursday and Friday, one for Saturday and Sunday. First, we start off with the Thursday-Friday storm system. This one not that impressive for the Valley's Basin, foothills, or Blues, but in the Cascades we could get upwards of a ½ inch of water, and that would mostly be rainfall, as snow levels are going to be between 6,000 and 8,500 feet. So rain falling on top of existing snowpack. We could have some localized flooding up in the Cascades, and then into Saturday and Sunday, this is looking like it's going to be a much wetter storm system for the mountains, slightly more wintry too, as snow levels will fall down to around 3,500 to 5,000 feet. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. AM fog for Wednesday, cold and dry through Friday, then small shower chances and warmer by Saturday. In Yakima, partly to mostly cloudy skies and dry through Friday, warmer with 40% shower chances on Saturday. In Ellensburg, cold and dry for the next few days, but chances for wet weather Friday through Sunday, likely peaking on Saturday. In Hermiston, fog possible on Wednesday morning, cold and dry through the end of the work week, then warmer and more active for Saturday. Then for Walla Walla, morning fog for Wednesday might have the tendency to stick around for most of the day. That cycle should come to an end by Thursday.
Thank you, Josh, for telling us about this cold weather we're having. And I have to say, these frigid temps have me dreaming about white sand beaches. And if you're also dreaming about that, we have a consumer alert for you. So experts are saying right now may be the best time to book a trip for next year, as today is known as Travel Tuesday. Jen Sullivan breaks down where you can save big.
There's Black Friday for in-store deals, Cyber Monday for online steals, and a recent trend, Travel Tuesday.
It is the travel industry's version of Black Friday.
Expedia travel expert Christy Hudson says many airlines, cruise companies, and hotels drop their prices on the Tuesday after Black Friday.
Expedia and Hotels.com have 30% off or more on hotels. Expedia has 10% off on select flights.
At some Hyatt hotels, you can save up to 20% off if you book by December 9th, according to their website. Hilton.com boasts up to 40% off of some of their hotels in Las Vegas. And Marriott is offering up to 25% off of some of their hotels for members if you book by Travel Tuesday. Carnival Cruises are up to 45% off right now for 2 guests, and that sale runs through Wednesday. So how are these companies able to just drop their prices?
They know that the demand is there for it, and they don't want to miss out on that shopper who wants to book something extra.
Hudson says many of the deals are good through 2025, and you can find even better prices if you bundle your hotel and airlines.
You actually save by booking it all at the same time as part of a package. You can save an average of hundreds of dollars.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
And travel companies have come on board with the Travel Tuesday trend as search interest for the term is up more than 500% from 2021 to 2023. And we have another consumer alert to warn you about now. As you're shopping for holiday gifts, scammers are out shopping for your identity. The IRS is warning people to stay vigilant, especially this time of year. This week is National Tax Security Awareness Week, and the biggest scams circulating right now are delivery scams. This is where you can get a text message sent to your phone about a fake delivery. It comes with a link, and these scammers want you to click on the link, but don't do that. This is an attempt to steal information from your phone, and this could be financial information or any other kind of data. So again, stay vigilant. And up next on Good Morning Northwest, actor Rupert Grint, best known for his role as Ron Weasley in the Harry Potter films, is not managing mischief well. Coming up in your entertainment news, we have the legal battle that he's facing, plus more of your showbiz headlines. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
Swing into Fred's Appliance today for our Black Friday Super Sale and discover unbeatable deals on the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in our region.
Looking for a range that fits your kitchen and your budget? With everyday low prices on ranges starting at just $5.99, you can cook in style without breaking the bank. Plus, with our massive in-stock inventory, you can take yours home today. No waiting, just cooking. Don't miss Fred's Appliance this Black Friday, where you'll find everyday low prices and unbeatable deals on ranges.
Step into the Prosser House, where great food meets comfortable atmosphere. We invite you to relax in our cozy space. From classic dishes to chef-inspired creations, and now we're raising the bar, literally. With our newly renovated bar, we're serving up crafted cocktails, your favorite local brews, and award-winning wines. Plus, we're proud to announce that the Prosser House is your restaurant showdown champion. Special night out or just a break from cooking, experience the award-winning difference at the Prosser House.
We all have that friend with amazing skin. Don't just envy her. Get glowing skin of your own with a professional facial, customized just for you. Massage Envy, where better skin begins. Give the gift of me time this year with a gift card.
Winter is here, and your snow clearing game needs to be strong. Don't let Old Man Winter slow you down. Get your snowblower ready for the season with our snowblower tune-up. But hurry, this deal melts away on December 20th. And don't forget your lawnmower. Our Ride-On Deluxe service is just $299.99. Includes parts, pickup, and delivery. Get your mower ready for a smooth start in 2025. Come see us in West Richland or visit us online at libertylawnandsaw.com.
There is a place where magic seems to hide around every corner, where cherished memories are born in twinkling snowflakes, where enchanting adventures await all who explore. Where is this real-life winter wonderland? Nestled by the lake is Coeur d'Alene's Holiday Light Show. Be the first to see our all-new grand floating Christmas tree, with holiday getaways starting at only $246.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
The Kraken take on Carolina today at 3:30 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In entertainment news, Accio money. That's what actor Rupert Grint is probably saying right now.
The actor, who's best known for his role as Ron Weasley in the Harry Potter films, is facing a £1.8 million tax bill after he lost a legal battle. That's about $2.3 million in U.S. dollars.
Grint was ordered to pay the money in 2019 after HM Revenue and Customs, which is the UK tax agency, investigated his tax return from 7 years prior, and the agency said he had wrongly classed £4.5 million in residuals from the movies, also money from DVD sales, as well as other sources, as a capital asset rather than income, which is subject to a much higher tax rate.
I'm cracking up at Shia LaBeouf here. Well, lawyers for Grint appealed, but after years of wrangling, a judge ruled against the actor this week. He previously lost a separate court battle over a £1 million tax refund in 2019.
I think it's appropriate to say, "Run, no!" Well, Grint, who is 36, starred in all 8 Harry Potter films between 2001 and 2011 as Harry's best friend, and he's calculated to have earned around £24 million from the role, and that's about $30.4 million US dollars. So mischief is not managed, and I'm making all these Harry Potter references because I'm obsessed with the books and the movies, but Josh doesn't know what I'm talking about, or a little bit.
Just only a little bit, though.
A little, okay.
Yeah.
Well, moving on in entertainment news, Justin Timberlake has canceled his show scheduled for Monday in Oklahoma City, and this was due to a back injury.
On Saturday, the singer wrote on Instagram he hurt his back in New Orleans, and doctors advised him to rest a bit longer. His New Orleans show was last week.
You could say his back is going to ruin the tour. And Timberlake has canceled multiple shows on his Forget Tomorrow World Tour in recent months. And in October, he canceled a date in Newark, New Jersey, telling fans that he was hurt and couldn't perform.
The show was rescheduled for a week later. Timberlake has also postponed 6 concerts originally set for October and November due to a separate health issue.
And at the time, he explained he had bronchitis and laryngitis, and he's bringing achy back. See, I'm just full of them today. Anyways, moving on, Elton John is opening up about his struggle with vision loss.
On Sunday, he spoke on stage at a gala performance of The Devil Wears Prada in London and shared that he was unable to see the show.
John wrote the score for the stage musical, and recently he explained he lost sight in his right eye in July after suffering an infection and has only limited vision in his left eye.
Understandably, the 77-year-old said the issue has affected his ability to work. While speaking to the audience on Sunday, John thanked his husband, David Furnish, for being his rock.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 5:30, we're just weeks away from the end of the year, but the city of Mapton finally has progress on their 2024 budget. Emily Goodell has the update that many in Mapton have been waiting for. It's all in the next half hour, but first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, WhatsApp is dropping support for old iPhones. Starting May 5th, WhatsApp will no longer work on iPhones running iOS versions earlier than 15.1. The change includes models like the iPhone 5S, 6, and 6 Plus. Users must upgrade their software to keep using the app. Next, Animal Crossing returns with a new twist. The free mobile game shut down last week after 7 years, but it's back as a paid app called Pocket Camp Complete. For $10, players can transfer saves, play offline, and try new features. And finally, the new car without a back window. Images of a possible new concept car from Jaguar reveal no rear window over the back seat. Drivers will instead have to rely solely on the backup camera to see out of the back. If this is the future, then I suppose that means there's no turning back. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
I'm an overpowered leaf blower, and I'm not exactly street legal. And if you don't have the right auto coverage, this could really blow your budget. So get Allstate, save money, and be protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
Many remedies you take for chest congestion only mask the symptoms. You're gonna love this property.
Try this.
Mucinex 12-hour treats the mucus that causes chest congestion for all-day relief. Mucinex in, mucus out. Treat the cause.
To 50 years with my best friend.
A balloon hits a drink, which spills in slow motion towards a cake.
Quick, the Quicker Picker-Upper. Bounty absorbs spills like a sponge and is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less. Bounty, the Quicker Picker-Upper.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, we've got a few more days of these 30-degree temperatures, but then we're getting 50s, aren't we?
Yes. And, you know, we're in a bad spot when we're cheering on 50s because I still think that, I mean, we're both from the south.
I still have like a big jacket when I go outside, but
sure.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, but it's not like... I think personally being outside when it's 30s, in the 30s is miserable, but that's
right.
just...
You don't have to run to the car and like wait for the heat to come up,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah, we're just cut from a different cloth in a bad way. Okay, let's go ahead and let's take a look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy Weimar atop the Tanum Ridge. Remember, just 30 minutes back, we really couldn't see much from this vantage point. Now it looks like the cloud layer has lifted a little bit, but you still can see kind of that ghoulish glow to the Yakima Valley for this morning. Now, technically, the visibility is good here. In the Kittitas Valley, it's a little worse. In the Blue Foothills, specifically in Pendleton, it's a little worse. And of course, if you're traversing over the pass at Interstate 90, Snoqualmie Pass, then you will run into some major reductions in visibility. So take it slow out there. We do have a freezing fog advisory that's still in place for the foothills of the Blue Mountains in Morrow County. This runs until 11 a.m. this morning. This does include Heppner. All right now temperatures are right around freezing in the Blue Foothills, right around freezing in the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, mostly above freezing in the lower Columbia Basin, but I think a good handful of us are going to need to break out the ice scraper for this morning, and all of us need the heavy jacket for this morning. We'll probably need the heavy jacket all throughout the day in the Tri-City. So for today, it's going to be overcast for lower elevations. Will be about 5 to 10 degrees below average for this time of the year. I'll take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now we start this half hour off in crime news where a 38-year-old man was shot and killed outside a gas station on Sunday. Authorities learned of the shooting when the victim's friend brought him to the hospital. Police say the shooting happened just before 5 p.m. around North 6th Street and East Yakima Avenue. They say the shooter was inside a car parked near the gas station and the victim was standing outside of the car.
The parties very clearly knew each other. There was some sort of argument that occurred, which resulted in what appears to be a single gunshot being fired and the victim being struck and later passing away at the hospital.
Police say they don't have an ID on the suspect yet, and anyone with information should contact them at 509-575-6200. And Richland police arrest a suspected drunk driver, this after he drove into the Lewis and Clark Elementary School. This happened Saturday around 1 in the morning. The 20-year-old man tried to drive away, but RPD says they got stuck on a large rock, and then the man tried to run away on foot, but officers found and arrested him for DUI and hit and run. The bumper of the car was found in the wall of the school, and according to the Richland School District, the car did hit a classroom, but while the car didn't end up inside the building, it did push the wall in. And as of right now, that classroom is not usable. RSD says volunteers helped the teacher relocate to another classroom, and they also say this crash will not structurally affect the building. Luckily, no one was in the school at the time of the crash, and it has since been boarded up. Now, a follow-up on the city of Mapton. We're just weeks away before the end of the year, and Mapton has finally adopted a 2024 budget. But Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us the mayor, Rachel Ruelas, is still facing 2 recall petitions over charges that she violated state law by failing to put the budget together in the first place.
The state Supreme Court planned to make a decision on the first appeal later this week after the mayor missed multiple deadlines to provide further information. But a last-minute filing has delayed the matter until at least next month.
There was a brief that was filed that made several arguments about the form and the way the recall was filed. So the mayor is claiming that it was filed inappropriately.
The mayor claims the petition is invalid because the majority of the council filed it rather than an individual voter or organization is required by state law. Petitioners counter that council members are legal voters and meet that requirement.
You simply have to be a registered voter of the district in which you're recalling the officer.
The mayor also claims the council must have met in secret to put the petition together, violating the State Open Public Meetings Act and rendering the petition null and void.
When you have a group of council members, you're not supposed to make decisions outside of the public meeting.
Petitioners disagree, saying the OPMA doesn't apply because the recall isn't official city business, and argue the mayor's points are moot because they weren't part of the original court proceedings being appealed.
They're appealing the decision that was made by the judge here in Yakima County and based on the facts that were presented at the time. I do not think they opened the case for additional information to be added.
As for claims made against her in the recall, the mayor argues state law shows adopting a budget is the council's responsibility, not hers. But petitioners say it's her job to put the preliminary budget together, and since she failed to do so, there was no budget to adopt. As for the claim that the mayor violated state law by advertising her personal business on the official city website, the mayor argues the, quote, speculative personal benefit should not be sufficient to support a recall. Petitioners counter, regardless of whether she benefited, there's no disputing the mayor had the photo put on the website. The mayor has until December 9th to reply to petitioners' counter-arguments, and a hearing won't happen until at least January. But the auditor says they could still see the recall on the February ballot.
Because there's so few signatures required because it's such a small voting pool, it just won't take us very long to verify signatures, so it's still possible.
The mayor also filed an appeal in a second recall petition against her, which is making its way separately through the state Supreme Court. Reporting from the Yakima Newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Emily. And check this out now. Columbia River Elementary School in Pasco has a new book vending machine. Now, these vending machines aim to inspire students to read. It's a $6,800 investment, and it's funded by EVOL Octopus, which is a jiu-jitsu academy in Pasco. It's also funded by Shane Family Realty. And Corey Shane of Shane Family Realty says this project is important to his family because they want students to read more and use phone screens less. And this comes after he noticed how much screen use was impacting his son.
We made a personal decision to remove that from his life, and we noticed a very quick improvement in his use of imagination and the creativity. His personality came back out, and so it's really important for us to get this into schools to promote that.
Students at the school will have the opportunity to earn tokens for the vending machine by reaching individualized reading goals. Recently, 6 students from the school were chosen for their outstanding growth in reading. 1 student from each grade. They receive a certificate from their teacher and are then presented with the token to select a book from the new vending machine. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the Seattle Kraken is up against a team they haven't had much success with in the past. We have which team and when as Dan Hansen breaks down the Kraken game of the week, and that's after the break.
From our family to yours, happy holidays.
Toyotathon is on. Shake up the holidays with an exciting new Toyota. Take an all-wheel drive Camry to go ice skating. Visit Grandma in a Highlander. Grandma! You got it. Or bring home a tree in a Tacoma. Are we in a snow globe?
Right now, during Toyotathon, you can lease a rugged new 2024 Tacoma for just $259 per month.
'Tis the season for Toyotathon.
Toyota, let's go places.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
If you're injured on the job, you need an experienced workers' comp attorney.
Workers' compensation is complex. It has its own laws, doctors, courts, and judges.
For years as an assistant attorney general, I represented labor in industries. Now,
I fight for injured workers.
If you were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411. Bothwell and Hamill.
Life can be hard. With Culligan, your water doesn't have to be.
At the Pacific Clinic, we understand the juggle of parenthood. That's why the PC is your one-stop shop for all your health, sports, and medical needs. Schedule your appointments around your favorite group fitness classes and use our on-site childcare services.
From women's health to care for your little ones, we practice a comprehensive approach to keep your family feeling great.
With our quick and convenient scheduling, we'll get you in within the same week, often the next day. Call us today at 509-783-5465.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox or pick one up in store. It includes great savings in the bonus zone. Samsung's 50-inch 4K smart TV is just $324.99. All Montana Silversmiths is 20% off. Get Duraflame 6-count fire logs for $14.99. Plus find great gift-giving favorites, including Levi's signature jeans for $19.99. And all Christmas gift sets are 20% off. Save now with Christmas holiday savings, only at Bi-Mart.
It's time to light up the holidays.
Let there be light.
The Great Christmas Light Fight.
I just love Christmas.
And the season has never been so much fun.
That is crazy.
The Great Christmas Light Fight premieres Thursday on ABC.
James Van Der Beek, adored by millions. Now this morning, exclusively on GMA. He opens up to Robin about his battle with cancer in his first live TV interview. James Van Der Beek, the powerful live interview only on Good Morning America.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a tour of today's forecast. We're going to start off in Kittitas County, where these temperatures today are going to have a hard time making it out of the 30s, and there's going to be a clear line between where that cloud layer and inversion layer sets up, which should be around 2,500 to 3,000 feet. So below that in Ellensburg, it'll be gray, it'll be cloudy. Above that, for Snoqualmie Pass, which is around 3,500 feet in elevation, should be plenty of sunshine for today. Now keep that in mind for the lower elevations, because it's going to be more of the same story. As we'll be in the mid-30s in the Yakima Valley, it's going to be cold, it's going to be gray, it's going to be gloomy. The same thing in the lower Columbia Basin, where these highs are going to be a little bit warmer into the mid to upper 30s, 38 for Umatilla, 36 for Hermiston, 36 degrees in the Tri-Cities. And then for the foothills of the Blues, specifically for some of these foothills in Morrow County, closer to Heppner, closer to around 2,500 to 3,000 feet. That's where we could see some very thick fog throughout the day. But above that layer in the Blue Mountains, again, just like the situation over in the Cascades, plenty of sunshine above that cloud layer. All right, now let's talk about the big picture, the seasonal snow depth, deficits and surpluses for this time of the year. We're running some subtle deficits for Stevens Pass and Snoqualmie Pass up in the Cascades. One storm system could change this, though. We're having a great time at White Pass, where we have double the amount of snow we typically would for this time of the year. We definitely have some work to do in the Blue Mountains, but we do have some snowfall on the way over the next 7 days. I'll tell you how much coming up in a few minutes.
The Kraken Game of the Week, sponsored by Yakima Federal.
All right, the Seattle Kraken is as cold as the ice they play on, losing 4 out of their last 5 games. But the schedule doesn't get any easier as they travel east, this to play a team they haven't had much success against historically. Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen has the Kraken Game of the Week.
Seattle's only win came against the Anaheim Ducks. The Kraken didn't fare well against teams from SoCal. Seattle looks to weather the storm as they take on the Carolina Hurricanes, a task easier said than done. Seattle and Carolina face off for the second time this year. Back in October, the Canes beat Seattle 4-1. Carolina started the game out strong, scoring twice, going up 2-0 before Jared McCann scored and making it a 2-1 game. That was all she wrote for the Kraken as Carolina ripped off 2 more goals for a 4-1 final. The Kraken are 7-9 since that loss, including the current 3-game losing skid the team is on now. Head coach Dan Bilesma says the team needs to do better at not giving opponents more opportunities.
The investment which we're playing with right now in the game and the game plan is
not where it needs to be have success on a night-to-night basis.
Seattle is 2-5 all-time against the Hurricanes, being outscored 23-17 in those 7 games. The Canes have a winning record at home, only losing 2 games in front of their home fans. While the Kraken are 4-7 on the road, one interesting stat is when Seattle scores more than 3 goals, they are 10-2 this season. Kraken defenseman Vince Dunn returned from injury in Sunday's game against the San Jose Sharks, his first game back since getting injured October 17th. Dunn says while things didn't go the Kraken's way, the team needs to simplify their play.
Yeah, it's not an effort. I think guys are trying at least to do the right thing, but maybe overcomplicating themselves and trying to do other people's jobs. I think everyone's definitely feeling the heat.
Going into the game against the Hurricanes, Kraken center Shane Wright is on a hot streak. Over the past 10 games, scoring 3 goals and 2 assists. The Kraken hope Wright continues this type of play, as the team will need to lean on players like him if they hope to calm the Hurricanes. The Kraken might be getting the Hurricanes at the right time. In Carolina's last 5 games, the Canes are 2-3. Seattle and Carolina face off at Lenovo Arena on December 3rd, and you can catch that game on Apple Valley News Now, coverage beginning at 3:30. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Dan. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, today is Giving Tuesday, a day that celebrates giving back to the community. We have how and where you can give back, plus more of your top stories coming up in our morning sprint. The first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert will have your full weather forecast.
There was a time when you could get a complete meal for just $5, but you gotta go way back. Well, just a Tuesday. Yes, Tuesdays at A&W, single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. This all-time great deal is available Tuesdays only at A&W.
This Christmas, give the kids a gift of fun at the 2025 Benton Franklin Fair, August 19th through the 23rd. For just $30, get a full day of carnival rides, a youth admission ticket for kids ages 6 to 12, and a cuddly stuffed animal. That's a $15 savings. Available now through Christmas Eve at Kennewick Ranch and Home or the Fair box office in Pasco. Supplies are limited, so don't wait. Happy holidays from everyone at the Benton Franklin Fair.
This holiday season,
Kevin, Catherine, all aboard the Freedom Unlimited.
Kevin,
Kevin,
and Kevin, Macaulay, take a very special trip to the mall, where anything
come and get your little kid.
Is
Cashbackable! Really?
Yeah.
Anything is cashbackable!
Feel sorry. 'Tis the season to cash back.
With Chase Freedom Unlimited, how do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0% APR for up to 84 months.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at GoKubota.com.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, West Richland, Pasco, and Hermiston. It's time to start thinking of gifts for your friends and family. Smoke City for Less has all kinds of great ideas, like favorite character bags, trays, accessories, candles, and incense. And if your loved one is hard to shop for, get them a gift card so they can get what they want. Lowest prices and the largest selection of vape mods and the best batteries, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. Check them out this season. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
KFC's fan favorite country fried steak is just $5.99 every Wednesday. It's a complete meal with your favorite sides. Best of all, it's just $5.99. Country fried steak, $5.99 Wednesdays only at KFC.
Happy holidays from all of us here at Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We continue to track fog up towards Snoqualmie Pass. Some subtle reductions in visibility in the Kittitas Valley and in the Blue Foothills. This is something we're going to continue to monitor throughout the rest of Good Morning Northwest. Temperatures are cold out there this morning, just 1 degree below freezing for Walla Walla and Pendleton. Technically above freezing for the Tri-Cities, Hermiston, and the Hanford site, right around freezing in the Yakima Valley. So if you did have to break out the ice scraper for this morning, it would be in the valleys, in the foothills, maybe even in some northern portions of Franklin County, technically still a part of the basin. Okay, for today, these temperatures, the temperatures that you were just looking at a second ago, our high temperatures aren't going to be much warmer than that, as we're going to be about 5 to 10 degrees below average for this time of the year. All of us should end up in the 30s, up in the Cascades, up in the Blues, plenty of sunshine above 2,000 to 2,500 feet, but below that layer, we're going to be socked in with overcast conditions just like yesterday. And then for tonight, if we did have more fog rolling in, it would likely impact the Blue Foothills. Overnight lows falling down into the 20s and 30s, so all of us are going to have to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, and the plumbing once again. We'll continue to keep it about 5 to 10 degrees below average for this time of the year through Friday, but look at this. By Saturday and Sunday, we'll reach values about 5 to 10 degrees above average for a change, and that is certainly, at least in my opinion, a very welcome change. We're going to track a couple different storm systems over the next few days, one for Thursday and Friday, another one that's more significant into Saturday and Sunday. But first, this Thursday and Friday storm system, we're expecting anywhere between a quarter to a half an inch of water for the Cascades, not much doing for the Valleys, Basin, or Blues. But this would mostly be rainfall. Snow levels are going to be between 6,000 to 8,500 feet, so we could have rain falling on top of existing snowpack. That would pose a bit of a flooding risk up in the Cascades. And then the Saturday and Sunday storm system, more water for the mountains, but this time not as much rainfall, as snow levels will fall down to between 3,500 to 5,000 feet. So we are expecting a little bit of snow up that way. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. AM fog for Wednesday, cold and dry through Friday, then small shower chances and warmer by Saturday. In Yakima, partly to mostly cloudy skies and dry through Friday, warmer with 40% shower chances on Saturday. For Ellensburg, cold and dry for the next few days, but chances for wet weather Friday through Sunday, likely peaking on Saturday. For Hermiston, fog possible on Wednesday morning, cold and dry through the end of the work week, then warmer and more active for Saturday. Then for Walla Walla, morning fog for Wednesday might have the tendency to stick around for most of the day. That cycle should come to an end by Thursday.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 5:52. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour. We're going to start off with the top 5 local stories that you need to know this morning. A 20-year-old man drove into the Lewis and Clark Elementary School early Saturday morning. Richland police arrested him for DUI and hit and run, and the Richland School District says the car hit a classroom which pushed the wall in, and RSD says the classroom is not usable and the teacher assigned to the room has been relocated. Officials say it will not affect the structure of the building and that no one was at the building during the crash. Hanford Security Patrol officers are on day 6 of the lockout. This comes after the Hanford Guard Union Local 21 failed to reach an agreement with HMIS. This was at yesterday's meeting, and it's now been 2 months of negotiations with no agreement. Hanford Patrol officers have been on the picket lines since November 27th. The Benton County Auditor's Office is manually recounting votes in the race for Benton County's Public Utility District Commissioner number 3. The recount started Monday at 8:30 in the morning, and it's expected to be done on December 5th. It was a tight race as only 6 votes separated candidates Mike Massey and Barry Bush. The Yakima Education Association says job cuts have been causing major issues in the Yakima School District. Back in March, the district cut more than 100 jobs, and the YEA says the cuts are affecting 2 groups, leading to teacher burnout. The 2 groups that are affected are the paraeducators and the custodians, and they argue it's untenable to run staff this lean and that the district needs to hire more staff. Today is called Giving Tuesday. It's the Tuesday after Thanksgiving and Black Friday, where millions of people around the world come together to give back to the community. You take part by giving food to local pantries, donating winter coats, or you can serve hot meals to homeless people. And you can also donate money to your favorite nonprofit, and we've got a lot of them throughout our region, like United Way and local pet rescues. You can head to our website to find more. Now to your national news this morning. U.S. residents can send letters to the North Pole, but not to Canada, at least for the time being. The U.S. Postal Service says it's not taking mail that's earmarked for Canada. This move comes after roughly 55,000 Canada Post employees went on strike last month. Negotiators with the Canadian Union of Postal Workers say they're looking at the employees' proposal for better working conditions. And Sunday lived up to its hype as one of the busiest travel days of the year. The TSA says more than 3 million people were screened at airports across the country, making it the busiest day ever for air travel. Sunday eclipsed the previous record set in July. In your business news, Elon Musk's record-breaking pay package for serving as Tesla's CEO has been rejected again. The pay package, now worth $56 billion, is made up of more than 300 million Tesla stock options. The judge noted that even Musk admitted that he only negotiated against himself when it came to his own compensation. In your health news, the Supreme Court is hearing an appeal from transgender youths this week, challenging a Tennessee ban on their medical care. The justices will examine whether landmark decisions tracing back a half-century apply to transgender rights. The case affects more than just the access young people have to puberty blockers and hormone treatments. A key question for the justices is how much judicial scrutiny is appropriate for laws regarding transgenders. In your sports news, the Seattle Kraken begin an East Coast road trip as they take on the Carolina Hurricanes. That pregame starts today at 3:30 right here on Apple Valley News Now. And because of the game, our early evening newscast won't be on, but we'll be here right after the game at 7 o'clock with a full hour of local news. And it's all coming up later today right here on Apple Valley News Now. All right, trending this morning, Josh, brain rot has been named Oxford's Word of the Year for 2024. Did you see that coming?
Have you ever watched the movie Idiocracy?
No, wait. Yes, I have. Great movie.
I feel like we're getting a little closer to that.
I mean, brain rot. Yeah.
Brain rot, literal brain rot. Well, the term has been widely used to describe the impact of over-consuming low-quality content, in particular on social media.
So in the past year, use of the term brain rot has increased by 230%. But according to the Oxford University Press, it was first used more than a century ago by author Henry David Thoreau in his book Walden.
Brain rot was picked after a public vote by 37,000 people, and it beat out a handful of shortlisted contenders, including lore, romanticy, and demure. Why did lore? I feel like lore.
It's kind of been around, but it's been, you know, it's gained in popularity. People use it more all the time. I think romanticy is my favorite because those are my favorite kind of books. How about you? What's your favorite word? Oh, I'm having a cough.
Lore. I think lore because it's like a normal. It's a word. It's a word that's been around. It's just been commandeered for a different purpose, which I like. So,
I do too. Yeah. Well, romanticy is the one for me. But up next on Good Morning Northwest, excuse me, we're just weeks away from the end of the year, but the city of Mapton finally has progress on their 2024 budget. And coming up at 6, Emily Goodell has that report, plus an update on the mayor who's still facing 2 recall petitions. And Josh, what are you tracking?
Well, hopefully not brain rot. We are tracking some overcast skies for today. It's going to be another gray and gloomy day. I'll tell you when we're expecting to break out of that pattern coming up at 6.